Welcome to Becoming Sambeni. I am Russell, and this is the Miss Malaika Pyramid. Miss Malaika Pyramid is a review of the 2022 Miss Malaika Ghana delegates. In each episode or episodes, I evaluate who I think is the best or the favorite delegates. Delegates who makes it to the pyramid are delegates I think are doing their best to be seen or get closer to the crown. Miss Malaika Ghana is 100% based on public vote. No matter how hard the delegates are working, if they don't get enough votes, they will be out of the competition. This is to make sure the hardworking delegates get enough visibility to get votes and stay in the competition, possibly win the crown. The metrics for this review are relatability, marketability, engagement, and poise. There's going to be two sections. The pyramid. On the pyramid, I'll be ranking them based by their group's performance. On the pageant chart, I'll be ranking them based on the individual delegate performance. Before we go to the pyramid, here are the honorable mentions first. Call or Click are the first group on the honorable mention list. Call or Click did well with their presentation. However, I felt that they were lackluster with their tags. They didn't do much research. Their concept wasn't innovative and viable. I felt somehow disappointed by the two of them because Julia did well on the pageant chart. She came in second place on the pageant chart. In this episode, she showed poise, she was marketable, she was engaging, and she was relatable. Julia has all the packing to be the next Malaika queen, but I feel like she's being a little bit lackluster. At this point in the competition, all the delegates needs to be bringing their A game. I'm yet to see Julia's A game. Sewa made it to the 9th position on the pageant chart. The next is Beauty on the Go. Although this group did not do well, I felt a little bit effort from them, unlike the Call or Click group. Their presentation was good, however, I think they did not understand the tags very well. And sadly enough too, they didn't do well on the pageant chart. However, I wish Nadia gets enough vote to stay in the competition. Now let's move to the pyramid. At the base, at the number 5 position, is Nanny on the Go. They did well with their presentation. However, they didn't do enough research about their project. Their project seems viable though. I can see it making headways, but they didn't do enough research to convince us that they know what they were about. And also, they didn't make it to the top slot on the pageant chart. This week is not looking good for Vivian at all. Hopefully, she gets enough votes to stay in the competition. With Emma, I think she's treading on thin lines. She needs to work extra harder if she wants to be in the competition. Now, on the number 4 slot is Garbage Goose. It was a good pitch, but the financial aspect was where it was lacking. The business seems viable. They have done some research, but the operationality of the business is where they didn't get it so right. How they were going to operate their business. And these two were my favorite from their previous episode, but this episode, they didn't bring it. They didn't bring it at all. I hope they get enough votes to stay in the competition and bring their A game. Kukwa and Ash needs to be working harder on their poise, their engagement, marketability, and relatability. The third slot on the pyramid is Exude Style. This was a good pitch. Their presentation was good. Great chemistry between them. You could see they have done their research and their business was viable. The two of them, Dede and Lena, almost made it to the top slot. However, they were each lacking in certain areas, especially when it came to their marketability, engagement, and poise. On the second slot is Yobex Events. I like the name Yobex Events. Their presentation was good. Their idea and concept for their business was good. you could see it was viable. They understood the industry that they were going. They have done their research. They have a perfect business strategy and plan and how to execute it. In all, I think they were good and they deserve to be on the second slot. Also, when it comes to the beauty chart, Becky was number 1. This episode, Becky did really well. Hopefully, she gets enough vote to stay. Becky's strongest area was her poise. Yo-Yo, on the other hand, made it to the 4th slot on the pageant chart. Yo-Yo is very engaging. However, she needs to work more on her poise and her marketability. At number 1 slot is Zaya Grosses. This group did very well. They took the task very seriously. They did their research and their presentation was on point. They really delivered. I won't be surprised if they win this task. Definitely, they should win this task. Zaya made it to the 5th slot on the pageant chart. Finally, Yaya. Yaya has the engagement. She's very good at engaging with people. However, I think she should be working on her relatability. She made it to the 3rd slot on the pageant chart. This brings me to the end of another episode. If you agree with me, drop a thumbs up or a thumbs down emoji, depending on how you feel. Thanks for watching.